brothers and sisters, generals, family, man, all over the world that's doing what we have to do to thrive in this life, because we are no longer surviving. We are thriving. And as I always like to say, if we are alive and breathing, we are alive. Man, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. And salute to current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you. Family, man, just stand firm in what we have worked for and what we have earned. Man, I love rhyming. And just be the righteous brother and sister we can possibly be, And I honor thy ancestors, those who fought so very hard, brother or sister that was a general before all this social media shit, and got many of us, that ones that see it and appreciate it, into that great divine space that we are in, and being thankful that we can speak, we alive, because I always got to reiterate, there are those who went to sleep for the last time. So one doesn't take life for granted, or that great divine force or God, whatever you want to put on it, that spirit that's in us, that righteous spirit that's in the belly of our soul, that just guide us in making right decisions, and working through the mistakes and the mishaps and the hurdles and things we go through in this life. But as we have experienced, been on this planet long enough, and those that haven't yet, learn from those who have been on this planet for a while, brother or sister, parent, mother, father, somebody that's wise, that's going to lead you in the right direction. What we do righteous in the present will ultimately, bring us a righteous future, but it takes work, takes steps, different strokes, different folks. We come up through different families, different types of beliefs. But as I have learned from many teachers along the way, we get to a space where we know and we no longer believe, because knowing holds foundation. I'm talking about a righteous knowing, not knowing everything, because thinking we know everything will blind us from things when we can learn or prevent things, or prevent ourselves from getting tied into any trouble or drama, because we want to live the best life, right? If anybody don't want to live a best life, something must be wrong with you, unless it's circumstances or something we can't help. But I always like to say, I always tell myself, I say to myself, look in the mirror, say, you control you, or we control us. We might not can't control. We hear this from many great teachers, what's on the outside, but we can damn sure control ourselves, and it's rewarding, it's an achievement, and it's empowering when one can control oneself. And that's brother, sister, male, female, younger or older. You know what I'm saying? It's just wonderful when you can get to a normal, I won't say, I guess normal, but, just a good state of mind where we're not jumping off impulses, And today I want to dive a little deeper in the power and gift of analyzing. And it's more than just trying to sound intelligent or be intelligent. No, you don't, like I said, you keep living on this planet for a while. So I always got a quote my grandmother said, may she rest in peace and in power. I don't know, her quote just stuck with me. You keep living. And it's this for younger brothers and sisters, keep living, and you'll see the teachings of experiences of life, that great divine, Mother Nature. And when you get up a little higher up in awareness and knowledge, and really connecting and really knowing with that divine force, you'll begin to be infatuated with astrology, because it's all a part of it. The universe, Mother Nature, great divine, all those three forces, they all work in unison. And that's what that force tried to show us, to work in unison. It's wonderful. But you have to get into a space that don't think things are weird. And a reflection is always a way to that divine reminds us, as I always say, that just things we've come through in life that we felt were impossible, but weren't. It's all about the mind state a brother and sister is in. Because when you're powerful within, I'm telling you, you'll when you want to do right, when you have right in your soul, brother or sister, younger or older, family member, you'll find a way. There's a solution, or we'll work through everything we can to get to a solution. And I want to call down some protection from that great from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, man. So we don't become our own worst enemy, because that's the most worst danger, most worst thing one can do to oneself is to be their own enemy, because there's too many entities around us, for us to be our own worst enemy, because that's worse. No, we have to be the strong ones, the pillars in our families, the best way we can, and that's for me too. And power of analyzing and the gift can help with a lot of areas. It will turn problems into challenges, as I learned from a great brother, and just analyze person, place, thing. That's what I always say. You got to break things down, and that's in ourselves when it comes to dealing with our significant other, if we have one, brother or sister, either or, vice versa, relationship, marriage. Being analytical can help in many areas, and I'm not talking about over analytical or over stimulated. And watch what's stimulating us. We got to stay away from negative things, especially if it's not good for us, mind, body, and soul, whether it's small or big, because if you are analytical and somewhat intelligent, and it's not always book smart, I'm talking about just being aware of oneself, we'll know something toxic in a small thing can turn into a big thing. So that's why we have to learn to be what some always like to say, a brother and sister, man or woman, male or female, of prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's a reality. I know we hear that a lot. It's more than just a saying. And it gives you a sense of empowerment when you prevent things from happening. We have to get ourselves in the habit of that. Make that a habit, instead of addictions and all this stuff. Make being a brother and sister of prevention. Make that a habit, so. And then we can say, woo, I'm glad I didn't do this, or I'm glad I didn't do that. Because it's a good feeling when you miss drama or miss a mistake we might have made, brother or sister. So that's why we have a lot of reachers and teachers, whether in our family, in the world, or online, to prevent us from things from happening and being overtaken by too much information and being consumed by too much media and social media. You have to break things down strategically. I'm telling you, we'll go through leaps and bounds in this life, man. Just like, wow, we got to work that intelligent part of our brain and be on fire. Everyone has a divine ability and or quality. It's just a matter of being able to. You have to be humble in some areas, be accountable, integrity. All these things matter when it comes to building oneself to be better or greater, inside and out. Get rid of all the wrong things that some of us harbor. You got to get through those layers. There's just no other way to get around going through the human layers, because again, a lot of us have been through, traumas and things in our lives, and a lot of us have conquered it, but as I always say, how do we know we truly conquered something within? I'm talking about things that just, kind of follow us along in life sometimes. How do we know we conquered it? When we're tested. So that's when we know. So, man, conquer those tests in life, whether it's physical or, spiritual or something in life, physically, do whatever we can to keep a healthy mind, body, and soul, because that's what positive energy and teaching is all about. And I want to dive in a little deeper on the power and the gift of analyzing and how it can help in many areas of our lives, just about in everything. I want to stop for a minute on the stuff that's in the media and the celeb stuff and all that. And I see the memes and people making fun of it. And I just wanted to use speak on a quote I heard from a great brother that has a wonderful platform, and something he used to say. And he probably still say it. And the same thing we laugh at be the same thing to make us cry. So now, when I say this, I don't condone people who do evil things or live an evil life. They were going to, as we all know, we have experienced ourselves, reachers and teachers, our family members, just in general, things that we've done wrong and it came back. So individuals in the media, whether politician or celeb, if they've done corruption, it's going to come around. Some people just seem like they get away with stuff for so long and nothing to happen. No, that doesn't mean that they're not fighting demons when no one's around. No one can escape evil things within. I'm talking about evil where you've affected others, like you've made yourself become an evil virus. That's Now that's messed up. So, but we have to let that divine force, karma, or whatever you want to call it, that full circle of life, have to let it come around. Because if you've done evil for 30 plus years, oh, it's infinite. It's inevitable. It's going to come back around. So we just have to let those individuals go through that process, like we all did, that maybe have done things that we weren't supposed to. I can't speak for everybody. I'm just kind of giving an example. So we can't be, and that's what this media has us doing, competing and not the righteous brothers and sisters. They got maybe good platforms, because you got some brothers and sisters that just got wonderful platforms, just discuss things and talk, and and that's wonderful. But when it gets into the getting caught up in our own hype, and we start getting arrested, and and that's when it's going too far. That's when we letting that, because getting caught up in your own hype these days is very danger. It's dangerous. So that's why we have to be analytical of the things we see in this media, and don't be a bumblebee, like I said in my podcast I did a few years ago, the honey bumblebee theory. The media is the honey, and some of us, not all of us, I bring this up every now and then, are the bees. And every time they throw something out here, bzzz, bzzz, and we got to stop that and notice the patterns, because the game remains the same. The players change, but the game remains the same. The devil used the same tactics over and over and over. It's just different faces, different places. Real talk. So that's the kind of things that, when you analyze, you see things like that. Because when you're on the outside of this so-called matrix, you see it all. Real talk. So, we can't beat up on individuals too much, even though, they're going to get what they're got coming to them anyway. When the individual is evil, and they are aware, they're going to get it anyway. So, but we can't let this media thing have us drawn in and getting away from important things in our lives, because the media and or social media can be a big distraction of itself. So when you're analytical somewhat, not over analytical, you will see things, learn the art of anticipation. And I always like to say, when the divine tells me to speak, I speak. When that force tells me to shut up, I shut up, because I don't want to let myself, I never get into a space where I think I know everything, because I don't never want to I want to always be in a student spirit. That's my thing. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit, because you won't miss things. As I said a few minutes ago, be a brother and sister, man or woman, man, female or male, of prevention. Real talk, because you miss a lot of things, and you can live a happy life. Just gotta be more analytical on our children, ourselves, our family, children, significant other. That's what we need to be analytical on. And all right, so, and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And if you hear anything positive out of me or my son Lord Lamont, which he will be back, and I want to call down protection on him and his life. He's going through some challenges right now. So those who listening, send out some good energy for my son Lord Lamont, and may that great divine come in his life, make him powerful, as well as my other biological children and my God children, and keep me strong while I volunteer. And my son Ethan's school, my 9-year-old I speak on, I still volunteer, and it's just wonderful when we can manifest that integrity. But again, it's a lot of us, and me, I can attest, it hasn't been easy for a lot of us. A lot of us have put in a lot of work and earned where we are. And it feels great when we earn the space that we are in as brother, sister, younger or older, family member. And as you can see, but yeah, just send out that good energy for my son, Lord Lamont. And, may that great divine help him and bring him through his challenges with flying colors. Because we need to get back to doing what we love. And I love my discussions with my son, so he can get back to his gifts, his music, and things he loves. So he will be back. So again, keep that good energy for my son, Lord Lamont. And I'll have more music for myself and my cousin, L'Oreal Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. And I got music from her right here on my channel. One called Let the Beat Go, and the other one is Own Business. And a song me and her did together with 2 other artists called Stop the Violence. And my song, our song we did together right here on my channel, and another song by my son Lord Lamont he did called No Slaves. There's actually no slaves, no masters, But the title of it is No Slaves, right here on my channel. And he and I did 2 songs we collabed on. One was Keep Your Mind Right, and the other one was Breathe. And we had a lot of fun. And those were some of the first songs that he and I collabed on. And he did one himself. So right here on my channel, and I'm gonna keep him current, and so and I can't wait till he get back, because I love our discussions. And he's a very intelligent young brother. He really is. He's been through a lot, and man, I just hope that great divine I know that great divine is gonna protect him and bring him through. And anyone else, that may be going through a challenge, man, stay with it and do what you got to do to come out of it if we're able, And those in Florida that's having a hurricane and going through struggles, my heart goes out to them. Things like that. That's what I think about. And that's what being analytical and the power of analyzing and the gift of having it is all about. Seeing things that's real, knowing that we are intelligent and not just acting or saying, really doing it and living it in our lives. And all right, so I want to read a summary, and it's kind of a big one, so get ready for another meditative moment for my leaders and teachers, my generals, those who listen. As I said, you get anything out of what I say or what you hear my son, Lord Lamont, say. Anything positive, take it, pass it on to someone else. So let's get to this summary. It's kind of a long one. All right, here we go. Analytical skills are important in many areas of life and work if we have jobs, which I do, and can help you make better decisions. Analytical skills, excuse me if I fumble a little bit, make better decisions. Analytical skills help you consider situations and look for gaps and loopholes in others that others might miss. It's wonderful, because that's why it's good to connect in righteous circles and try our best to try to teach and not jump off impulses. Really try to understand an individual, because we all have been through something, one way or another. All right, if we can, but even if we come across somebody that's toxic, we don't let them make us toxic, and of course we have to deflect them and all that, but still understand why, that connects to, and that goes back to this celeb thing in the media. Even though some of these celebs might deserve what they got coming to them and all that, but still break it down. What made them, or individuals like them, whether you're high status or low status, anybody that's just evil on purpose, we just say it like that. What brought them to that behavior? What issue did they not deal with? That's what I'm talking about. We all had to go through that. So that's what we have to really think about. We have to start focusing on ways to change behaviors and not just beat up on people if they're able, and really break it down so we can prevent these patterns from happening over and over and over. So that's where being analytical can help and come in. All right. This can lead to more strategic decisions and benefit our organization. Man, real talk. And that's in our mind, body, and soul. Seeing, hearing, and feeling in our psyches. That's the business, the human business first, because no other business is not going to function right if we're not organized deep within, as many of us great teachers have said in our history and are saying current. So it's always going to circle back to oneself, deep to the bottom of that barrel. Thong. That's my thing. All right. Be more efficient. Analytical skills, can help you or us work smarter and not harder. And that's for those that have jobs. Again, I have one too. You have to be analytical there too, but always have an above and beyond thing outside of the job. Do things that we love, gifts that we have. Don't just let them just diminish, work our gifts. That's good therapy, right? Whatever it is we like to do, dang it, do it. And, you only live once in this life. So, and that I'm serious on that. Gifts, doing our gifts and things we love outside the job, something that we want to do, you know what I'm saying, that make us feel good. And if it's the impact of someone else, that's even better, so like, having a heart to volunteer, and that's good. That's just one of many, because there are many skills and abilities that brothers and sisters can have. You just got to pull it, go inside, pull that divine gift or ability out. It's in us. All right. Solve problems or challenges. Analytical skills help you break down problems or challenges in smaller pieces. That's why I would say person, place, thing. We start with ourselves, work our way out, and because you got to look for the subtle things too, because they can manifest into big things. But it ain't always got to be negative. It can be positive, even we're in a positive light. We be a little analytical then too, because we want to try to stay that way as we possibly can, because you see things when you're not jumping off impulses or anger or rage or this human flesh, man. I ain't said it in a while, but what I love to say, never ever listen to the human flesh, because the human flesh is not shit, and I mean it. I don't mean to curse, but that's real. And we see in the media, we got evidence all around us. Great Divine is showing us everything we need to see and need to know. So we just got to pay attention. So those who are paying attention, I salute you, because it can be hard work to stay focused sometimes, or it can be challenging to stay focused, brother or sister. But we stay at it, don't we? Those who are got that strong will within from that Great Divine, we stay at it, don't we? All right. The next one, let me see. Where was I at? I lost my place. I was talking. Excuse me. All right. Where was I at? Solve problems, analytical. Oh yeah. Let me read it over. Solve problems, analytical skills help you break down problems or challenges in smaller pieces and find the best solution possible. We keep the best one possible. That's what it's all about. You can use analytical skills to identify the root cause. That's what I said about these celebs and this thing going on in the media. Let's get to the root cause. Let's be a brother and sister of prevention so we can stop the pattern and see where the behavior came from. Stop it. So, best way we can, like it just said. And yeah. And that's what you got to do. So that was some summaries. That was some summaries that I had. That I was reading, that I wanted to read. But yeah, we got to keep going until we get to the root. So that's why you have to be careful of, getting caught in social media. That's why they call it the web. I learned that from a couple of great brothers. I learned that from the web. That's why they call it the web. And pull as much positive energy out of it as we can. Now, of course, we don't be serious all the time, and I like to bring that up because I don't want one to think I'm serious. I'm just deep brother all the time, because I'm actually can be pretty goofy. I love comedy. I freaking love comedy. I listen to comedy 24/7. I even got a podcast on here where I spoke on comedy and my favorite content creators. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the end screen. I spoke on my favorite. Well, there's many comedians I like, but the names I put I have a whole lot, a bigger list. There's so many great comedians out there. But I just, spoke on a few off the top of my head, even some content creators that are funny, so that's what an analytical mind is all about. We balance the deep part, the joy part and the fun part. When you're analytical, you're able to do that and also focus on things in our personal lives. So that's what goes around. That's why I say this stuff that's going on in the media, this individual, I ain't got to say his name or nothing, because everybody else saying his face plastered, him and other celebs. And again, we have to look at the root cause, what caused this behavior, because as I said a few minutes ago, many of us have been through some kind of, I could say for me, I can't speak for others, but I was in this space that it was a time when I wasn't aware, I didn't know things, and had old habits, just things I was doing that I just wasn't aware of. And when you finally are, we begin to change and we grow, and we start to try to teach others if we can. And if we do teach someone, it's wonderful. And that's what keeps us going. Just to hear a brother or sister say, hey, stay positive, brother, or stay positive, sister, or keep doing what you're doing. I actually heard that from a great brother. And it's the small things in life that just keep us fired up and keep us going. So, the power and the gift of analyzing, and just paying attention, staying focused, and connect ourselves to things that keep us centered, things that keep us moving and grooving naturally. But being aware of things, we don't care, but we do care. We care about the important things. But man, this stuff in the media is like wildfire. It's like, I want to say celebs gone wild. Holy crap, man. And I have to say, I've learned from some great teachers, on this walk, brothers and sisters, and stuff in my family too. I never leave my family out of there. I've learned a lot of things in my family. If it wasn't for one's family, my family is the reason I'm in the space one is in right now. So, if you have those out there, if you have a good family and you have had a somewhat of a good foundation through the mix of the mistakes and the bloops and the blunders and the ups and downs, but if you are in a stable place and your family has something to do with it, man, I salute you. And because I know some families not fortunate, but we got to work at it, got to keep a family spirit anyway, because great things come to those who are righteous, man, all day, every day. You put in that work, don't hurt nobody along the way. Man, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because, man, but being analytical help us with things like this. Look it up, break it down to yourself, read books, listen to the real educated, those who are educated and analyzing things and know what it is to live in this world and how to have coping mechanisms and not things that have us in delusional thinking, and staying focused on things that are important and keep growing, because when we positive within, it works our way out into our lives. And just having good thoughts and good vibrations going up and down our spine, because remember, folks, our spine is connected to our nervous system. It goes throughout our entire body. So a righteous thought is good for the immune system, because think about it. It's a vibration. Think about it when, the times when, say, some of us weren't aware and we didn't. For one, if you don't have your emotions, like once you got your emotions master one's emotions, and that will soften the blow of things on the outside, especially when you have learned things and you've kind of studied human nature and you begin to know different behaviors. A lot of things won't even be that bad, because again, as human beings, brother or sister, younger or older, family, sometimes we can build things up in our mind to be worse than what they really are. So that goes back to the power of analyzing, breaking things down, seeing things for what they are. It's a beautiful place to be, isn't it? But it takes work. It's not nothing that happens overnight. And I can definitely attest to that. You can go almost a lifetime and not be aware, and that's, in some cases, it's sad. So hey, the mind is nothing to freaking play with. Real talk, it's nothing to play with. Again, we can go a lifetime, man, and not know shit. I've been there, but let's thank that great divine if we do get to a space where we do know things and we do begin to prevent things from happening. And man, and just the floodgates of good things just open up, but we got to be in that space. The pettiness, the sneakiness, the wrong intent, the evil plots and plans and wishing bad on others, those are all hindrances. Those are all things that will hold us back. Because I don't care how much we talk about God, that great divine positive force, whatever it is that guide us through, that we feel in the gut of our soul. If we don't have integrity, you can forget about God. You just blowing hot air, real talk, because there is no great divine force without no integrity. It is impossible, because that great divine Mother Nature in that universe is the epitome of integrity. So, and if you're analytical and you're a righteous analyst, you'll know this. So I just wanted to speak on a little bit about, the power and the gift of analyzing, and it's not about knowing everything or being better than nobody. No, it's just to help oneself in one's life and others that are in that circle, because we're a social creature. So that's why you hear so many of us and our great ancestors, which is actually on the wall, know thyself. And there was a time I didn't know that, know thyself. You have to, and I've learned that from other great teachers. I'm not like I came up with that myself. Again, it was a time I didn't know things. I wasn't aware, so again, it can take a lifetime. So that's for my young brothers and sisters. It don't have to take a lifetime, but we do things strategically, because I want my young brothers and sisters, my children, my biological children and my godchildren, I want them to enjoy their youth and not have to endure adult things too early, come into it naturally, and that's young brother or young sister, enjoy their youth, because life can go fast, real talk. It's like a miracle round. Like a full circle, like my son, Lord Lamont, me and him discussed. Life is like a full circle, real talk. So for one, know our purpose, and it don't always have to be in the limelight purpose. Just know our purpose in our lives. And how do we find out what our purpose is. Well, first off, by having right intent, within. And I'll say invest in something we like a gift, uh, something we love to do outside of working, just our own little gift between us and God, and manifest that, whatever it is, and focus on that. Anything that centers us that's not bad, because nothing good is going to manifest when we are hurting ourselves or hurting someone else, because Great Divine don't want us hurting ourselves either. You know why? Because hurt people hurt people. So that goes back to the celeb thing that's going on in the media. So again, it's a lot of, I don't know much about celebs. I've done some research and heard theories, and I have my own theories. But one thing we can say, we know for sure, and really don't have to be no expert. Once we're aware, it's kind of common sense, especially those who have been through things and have fixed themselves and have dealt with past traumas. That's how we know when we have actually dealt with them. We're like a mirror to others. So that's how we become analytical. We get to the root, like I said in that summary, And that's what I see in some of these celebs. I just see a bunch of individuals that just didn't deal with inner issues and traumas, and they brought it into fame and money, and it only disguised it, for a little while. And that's sad, because things could have been a whole different way, So that's why we have to be analytical about ourselves, our surroundings, our others, family, children, significant others. So that's when the power and the gift of analyzing comes in, when we prevent things and know the root cause of people's behaviors, before we just beat up on them and judge, because we don't have to do that anyway. As I heard from a great brother, and I said this before, those who commit evil acts, you bring judgment upon oneself. So, and again, I said a little while ago, as I heard from a great brother on the platform, the very thing we laugh at could be the very thing that make us cry, So we don't have to do anything. Anybody that's committing evil acts, whether high status, low status, it doesn't matter. If you have an evil riding heart, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But let's stick to the positive, and it's small or big, it doesn't matter. Big platform, no platform, you just got a right heart. That's something that divine force loves, because positive energy moves smooth, naturally, productivity. You know what I'm saying? All about principles. Just listen to that word. The word principles just sounds so beautiful. Listen to the word law. It's just not man, as far as man's law. Principles just sound smoother. Real talk. So when we have integrity and righteous principles of life, we'll know the power and the gift of analyzing. It's wonderful, but we use it for righteous things, not to manipulate or trick. Again, you're just wasting your time. We only live one life. So I don't see how individuals do it. I think how I used to think back in the day. There's no way in hell I would go back to how one used to think decades ago. Man, I wouldn't be, like a lot of us, salute, like my family. And again, brothers and sisters in the world, or maybe online. Man, we went back to our old ways. If we thought like we did then, man, a lot of us wouldn't be standing firm here today, as well as like I say, our ancestors, they didn't do the things they did. It's a lot of things that wouldn't be, amongst the things that's going on, because I know it's a lot of shit going on. Have to be aware, I see things in the media too, like everybody else, but I also see the positive, righteous brothers and sisters standing firm that are not caught up in their own hype. Again, so when you're in them righteous circles, we'll see who the real ones are. So that's just something positive, something I wanted to speak on. I just wanted to break down, analyzing, and how the righteous part, how it can help us in life, and and really living intelligently and not just acting or saying it, because it's wonderful when we're living it, because that way we speak from the soul, So thank those that came in to another edition of EBX Discussion, and look for more music, like I said, and more father and son discussions for my son, Lord Lamont. Keep that good energy for him, man. Send that power, man. He needed, I need it. We all need a little some righteous divine power, So like again, those in Florida and if any other countries or states or any man that's struggling all over the world, man, I call down protection for that great divine. May it come in your life and help you in any way that force can, because there are those that are out there that are suffering, that are not living good. So that's why we can't take these platforms and our life in general for granted, Be thankful we can speak, because there are those that don't have a voice, So again, my heart goes out to those in that hurricane and those that's, man, it's terrible. I don't like to see people suffer. I don't get clicks and views off nobody's suffering. I think it's wrong. That's just me. I think it's wrong, So that's just me though. But that's why I call down that great divine, that protection from that divine force for ourselves, from ourselves. So we what? Don't become our own worst enemy. And when you're on the righteous side of things, you will see the power and the gift of analyzing. So that's my thought. And thank those for coming in. And I'll continue being positive and giving to humanity and or culture. So to my brothers and sisters, family, my children, generals all over the world, may you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute.